them with some good prizes.
We will. I sent out some containers last week. I'm hoping to do more of that as we drop into game 1 here of this top 16 match here on the North American server. This is Buenas noches Civil War, ladies and gentlemen. BN on the green on the left, and AYAME, their BN's other team in the field, squaring off here in the red. Zaf, talk to me about the BN lineup.
Yeah, this is totally not going to be confusing.
Not at
We're
all.
not going to even know if we got it right or wrong.
I promise you we will screw this up at least once, if not twice. Keep going. Go ahead.
I looked over that list like 3 times to make sure I told you the right info. So we'll
know.
see. So we've got Kaiser Kraken in Ohio, Impaler in Montana, and we got a variety of cruisers: Des Moines, Stalingrad, Moskva, Nevsky, all of which have radar.
Yes.
We've got Double Daring and Kleber.
Double Daring and Kleber looking over the AYAME side of the map, also bringing in Ohio, pairing it off with a Kremlin. Double Venezia, Moskva, and Stalingrad opting for only 2 radars, but those hard-hitting Venezias available here if they need them. Daring, Marceau, and Shimakaze. Now, Zaf, as I recall, actually, we haven't seen we haven't seen AYAME we haven't seen AYAME this tournament. Are you able to tell which Torps Great Killer is running on his Shimakaze?
12-kilometer torpedoes.
Excellent. So we have 12-kilometer torps with the Shima. Daring going mid, and Marceau running south as you do. So we're going to have Marceau versus Kleber in A as the teams start to deploy here. Have a look kind of at the top-down view of the map and see how things are shaping up. So you can start to see how the splits, both teams sending a Stalingrad and a Daring to B. That's going to be very popular. Looks like we're going to see quite a big difference in the forces deployed to the C cap. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it looks like BN is going for a bigger play on C, and it looks like AYAME is setting up to defend there, possibly opting to push A harder.
What I'm seeing is both teams sending 3 to A, both teams sending 2 to B, and both teams sending 4 to C. So it's almost an exact even split across the board in terms of number of ships, anyway.
Mm-hmm. But looking at how the Moskva is set up, he's not going hard into C. He's going more off to the side. It just feels like they're getting prepared, unless he's trying to get to that island he can dig out of, or get dug into. It just feels like they are gonna try to just delay at C, and I think they're hoping for A to push through.
Siren Gaming puts up his radar at B to try and push Sengheli's Daring off before he gets too far involved in slowing this cap down. Ganser well over halfway on his way to picking up this cap on behalf of AYAME. They do succeed in pushing the Daring off. I'm wondering if John the Pickle's counter radar is going to be coming, but it doesn't look like it's going to get here in time to stop Ganser.
No.
Now, John the Impaler, that's not going to be confusing, dropping some Montana shells into the smoke. Does not get the reset. The shells do not arrive in time.
Nope.
First cap goes to AYAME.
Kaiser Kraken getting a salvo onto Moskva, and it connects. Losing about 20k hit points right there.
Kingsman taking a big hit early up here at C as the Daring, that's Siberian Dog. We watched him do amazing work last week with the gearing.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's the guy that hit every salvo.
That guy that he had an amazing game with his torpedoes on this map and gearing. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
It was insane to watch that. He just was like a torpedo savant in that game. B contested, C flipping on behalf of BN. 3.5 minutes gone. Both teams jockeying for early position here.
AYAME pops a radar, so Siberian Dog is now hightailing it out of here. Raymu's Venezia shells fall short.
Grey Ghosto reversing into A, trying to fish out the Kleber that he suspects is there, I think. But nothing doing yet. Hasn't spotted him. Do Marceau and Kleber have the same surface detection?
No. I want to say Marceau's got a better surface detection.
They just spotted Time to Metal. He is moving out. Yeah, it looks like the Marceau outspots Time to Metal by maybe a couple of 100 meters. It's not big.
Yeah, the thing is, on the Kleber build, you don't necessarily want or have the room to take concealment expert.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Depends on how you play the ship, but that's a good point. Not every Kleber driver takes concealment. And we watched Time to Metal have a really good game in his Kleber last week in that huge BN come from behind win on Northern Waters.
Mm-hmm.
Early going, both teams still jockeying for position here. Nekomata's Kremlin heading for the top end of C. I'm really curious about this battleship position, Zath. I'm curious to see where they end up placing this ship on the board.
Which battleship are you speaking of?
The Kremlin, Nekomata's Kremlin, right? He's in D10, still chugging north, and I'm really curious to see where they kind of decide they want to place him. All the caps contested now. AYAME working on about a 10-point lead. 5 minutes gone.
So his position up here to the north makes me feel like they're going to fight right around the corner, and they're just going to shove the Kremlin in front. You notice how Reimu is kind of escorting it behind so that the Kremlin takes all the attention and the salvos, and Reimu just comes up and just saps everything to death.
Indeed, Siren Gaming's radar, Stalingrad radar going up now to try and push Sangheli's daring off. Counter radar that time coming in from John the Pickle. See if they get shots on Ganser. They are sending shells out at Ganser now.
Yep, we have a daring slap fight at B again.
Indeed, a little bit of daring slap fight. Neither Stalingrad with a shot, though, by the way.
No, they're just sitting there go forth, my friend.
They're literally just playing radar bots at the moment. Just, well, I'm chilling here doing my radar thing.
Look at Captain Calvin in the Ohio. He's just kind of backing in closer and closer. This is a very, very aggressive position, but he's backing in so he can just hit the W key and run away if he needs to.
I like this position, and it's obvious that these guys, like, they're both playing, like, you know, it's a B in Ohio and John's Montana, but they're both kind of playing this middle ground, sort of no man's land in between A and B. And so far, AYAME is doing a better job of defending the caps. Now, they've given up a smidge more health, perhaps. It's very even, honestly. But they've managed to push BN off the caps and work out to about a 60-point lead here. As they've
now notice.
Go ahead.
Zapata up on the north is now aware he must have radared or something, got wind of this Kremlin and Venezia pushing him, so he's already hightailing it out. But at the same time, we've got Killer and Kingsman and the Moskva and Shimakaze coming into C. So this is a concerted push now.
Yeah. I feel like Kingsman's position is the one that BN has to deal with. They've got to get him out of there. And they don't, right now, they don't have any guns in a position to do that.
Nope.
The Ohio has no shot. The Des Moines doesn't over the island. And the Moskva obviously now spotted. That's Zapata's Moskva up on the A line.
Oh, could have been worse.
Yeah, that could have been an AP salvo.
Yeah.
See, there's the AP coming in. Moskva AP going in on Zapata, caught up against the map edge. Good hit there. Here come the Kremlin shells. Nothing doing so much there.
No. You know, it's interesting. I saw the same thing happen earlier on EU. There was a Des Moines that got stuck up there on the border and got pushed around.
Well, Zapata definitely getting pushed around under quite a bit of threat early, as literally every cap on the board is contested or changing hands. Everybody's stuck at about a 100-point lead here for AYAME.
Kingsman. Oh, big hit on Kingsman.
Yeah, solid hit through the stern there. 5-6K.
Was that from John the Impaler?
No, I believe that was Nekomata's Kremlin. He got some good hits into the stern.
Wow, there it goes.
Oh, you got the hit on Kingsman. I missed that.
Yes.
I was looking at the wrong Moskva. My bad.
Oh,
you're right. That has.
I was confused. No. Like Kremlin.
Yeah, no, you're right. That has to have been John. I apologize.
Yeah.
Both Moskvas were getting punched, and I just missed it. So yeah.
Moskva's got great armor on the side and for stern on or bow in, but on his side, the little on the soft side. Zapata's just running out of room to maneuver now. I think this game's going to be decided by what happens at C, though, looking at the rest of the map.
I mean, it's kind of inevitable, really. C is basically the play. For both teams, really. It looks like I was going to say I'm guessing they might send Kaiser out here for the ram, but there's really no need right now. They've got a ship lead. They've got a lead on points. They've picked up a cap. That's bloody handy. They needed that.
All they need to do is just keep the Kremlin and Venezia there, and that's what Kaiser Kraken can do with his presence.
Indeed.
That allows Zapata to duck around the island to safety. He can heal up for a little bit. More importantly, he can now come and help Popular Boar out at sea against Great Killer.
Right. Whereas the lack of the extra ship at sea really leaves AYAME on the back foot. That the Moskva going out is a kind of the linchpin of their position. BN identified it, took him out, and now Reimu's basically having to back off to kind of cover Great Killer Shimakaze, who's just holding points back right now.
And you can see that Reimu has already rotated back too. He's realizing that they can't really push anymore now.
No, he's got to get back here in case they can get eyes on Siberian. They can slap him around maybe. Both teams ticking up a cap as we cross the halfway mark of the match. Still anybody's game here in game 1 of this round of 16 match.
Now Zapata's turned himself around completely. Got chunked in the face a little bit for that, but I think he might come around, and I think they might use the Russian torpedo on the Kremlin.
I'm not sure he'd survive that. If they shove Zapata in there and get the ram on the Kremlin, that's a great trade for them. Because then it leaves the Ohio free to sweep around and just have his way with anybody he wants to.
Yeah, I don't know that I like the decision, though. I'd rather just see him moving off a little bit.
Look at Siberian Dog's daring.
I see it.
Nekomata has no idea this daring is here. He's about to be in a real pickle, and he's going to figure it out here in seconds.
That's his view right here. He still does not see the daring.
Still doesn't see the daring. He has no idea this daring is here.
There's the daring.
He knows now.
Oh, the guns are ready.
He gets a big hit, but it's not enough. And now the conga line torps will be coming.
And we know they are.
Yep.
Loop, loop.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Not enough.
Not enough yet. He's gonna
teammate torp.
Yep. Nekomata taking a teammate torp, but the daring is going to get him off the board. That's actually a fantastic trade for those guys. Great trade for BN. Kaiser Kraken does lose a huge chunk of his health to those Shimakaze torps. AYAME up on caps, but BN up on ships here. 8 minutes to play. Take it for 1 sec, Zath. I have to go make a quick change on my my Moobot stuff.
No problemo. So C is most likely a victory for Buenos Noches, which basically means now they've got the ability to wrap up the rest of the side here. They've got to finish up against Reimu and Great Killer. Over in B cap, we can see that John the Pickle has actually turned his Stalingrad around. He's pointing northward now, probably to assist his teammates at C cap. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him, at this point, go into B cap to try to flush out Ganzer's daring. Meanwhile, having a look over at A, John the Impaler looks like might get impaled with some torps. Both battleships, though, are looking okay-ish. Pickle comes around with the salvo on Kelvin. Not too much of a big deal.
Well, BN smells blood in the water now. You can see the push developing at sea. They know they have only a Venezia and a Shimakaze in front of them. They've got 2 radars and 2 ships that can't possibly escape. Not really, as they now get on to A and B to contest them simultaneously.
Yep. I mean, it's just, here comes the radar. So let's see who they can see. They can see both ships, no problem.
First, Des Moines salvo missing Great Killer entirely, but it doesn't really matter because Des Moines reload doesn't care.
Yeah, keep honking. I'm reloading.
Exactly. You can run all you can hide. You'll just die tired, or poor little Shimakaze. Killer's trying to dodge, but he's going to run out of map before he runs out of before he runs out of health. This salvo right here ought to end him, and it does.
Yep. But there's some revenge torps, of course.
Yep. Reimu trying to get a good hit on the Des Moines. He does. A nice solid chunk with the SAP there. But he has to angle towards the Des Moines SAP. He can't angle to everybody's SAP, though. I mean, sorry, Des Moines AP.
Meanwhile, Ganser now coming under sustained fire from Sangeli. in B
Ooh,
cap.
that
Ganser's probably going down here.
that would be a catastrophic loss for AYAME. They cannot afford to lose that ship or that cap right now. Down 2 ships, though, you can see BN pushing their advantage.
Mm-hmm. Four just barely dodges that torpedo salvo.
It's only a matter of time, and then Reimu will be dead, and this hook around the 10 line of BN will just be free to do whatever it wants.
Battle ends in 5
Mhm.
minutes.
There he goes. Ohio. Kaiser Kraken says, get out of.
Ohio cares not for your puny armor, sir.
Well, this is going to be it. Buenos noches, Team Alpha wins over Buenos noches, Team Bravo, I guess.
More or less. I mean, calling AYAME the B team, I feel like, is a disservice.
I agree.
But I mean, they're the second team, right? They fielded 2 teams in the event. Up 4 ships, both teams ticking up a cap. 4 minutes to play. This looks to be over for AYAME. They played really well, although they may get a torp into. Oh, saying Ellie. Well done with the torpedo beats. Now, something I want to point out, Zaf. Like, I liked AYAME's initial thinking. I like their split. What I don't like is it feels like they haven't gotten anything out of Sear and Stalingrad. Like, it doesn't feel that way to me. Maybe I'm crazy.
Nope, you're absolutely correct. And I don't know that Buenos Noches got much out of John the Pickle Stalingrad, but I think that's kind of the point, right? Both of them are there as counters to what we know the destroyers want to do, which is grab the B cap.
Yeah.
I think one of the key differences was rotating John the Pickle's bow facing Charlie, realizing that's the cap that has to be won.
Yeah.
Whereas Ayame, Siren just kind of stayed where he was. And I kind of feel like that would have been a good opportunity for him to switch as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Or start pushing at A
Well,
while clearly Buenos Noches is looking at C.
Siren at this point is trapped. Whereas if he had his bow forward, he might be able to do something and at least shoot at these ships coming down from the north. Will it make a difference? Probably not. But I do feel like that flex on BN's behalf, let's say, made a difference.
Yep.
You know, I don't feel like they misplayed the encounter at sea. I feel like BN simply played it better by bringing the Daring and the Conga line torps around to make that hit, basically make the kill on the Kremlin. Because that's the thing, the Daring Conga line torps allow you to kind of do that sort of thing. Whereas if you're, let's say that was a Shimakaze, could he have done that? Yes, but you run a greater risk. Because you have to get more along the broadside of the ship before you start putting torpedoes in the water, or you simply aren't going to land enough hits. Both teams playing really well here, but BN on track to win in 90 seconds.
Yep. Siberian also did a great job of using that island to cover him so that he showed up at the last possible second.
Oh, he did a brilliant job. I need to go back and watch it from your perspective. I had it turned off so we could see it exactly when Nekomata picked him up. And he did. You're right. Like, the fact that he got as close as he did before he was detected was just very, very, very impressive. Very well done.
Yeah. It was about 2.2 kilometer when he showed up finally.
Yep.
Well, at this point, it's just clean up aisle 7.
Yep, just clean up for BN here. They're going to take game 1 of this series. And then we'll head back to the training room and get re-geared as we will be heading to North for game number 2.
Remember, it's best of 5, so you guys are guaranteed at least 2 more battles
of this
Civil War.
That's right. We're guaranteed at least 2 more games of the Buenos Noches Civil War, but game 1 goes to the OG Buenos Noches.
There you go. Call him the OG.
The OG Buenos Noches. All right. Well played, both teams. I'm excited to see BN fielding 2 teams, Zaf. That just makes me very, very happy.